So, let me guess. You've been searching around for a guide for Dragon Ball Nexus, but you've been only finding, PC guides and such. Well, you're in luck because this guide is a console guide for all my console players out there. Now, I will be doing this guide while playing on PC, but I will list the controls on as like Xbox and PlayStation, so don't worry. So let's begin with movement. So movement part was pretty short, so now we're on combat part, and we're gonna start off with M1 and M2 on console. So on PS, you press X to M1 and triangle to M2. And on Xbox, you press X to M1 and Y to M2. So basically on PS, you do this X, 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 Y, 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 X, 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 Y, just like that basically. And on PS, you press X, triangle, 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 X, 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 triangle, triangle, triangle. And yeah, that's about it for M1, M2. So PS, X, and triangle, and Xbox, X and Y. So yeah, now let's move on to the other steps of combat. Now for key blasts, you gotta press triangle on PS when you're far away, by the way. So triangle on PS when you're far away, and Y on Xbox when you're far away. So like this. That's what you will do. That's key blasts. Now let's move on to follow-ups and the blocking. Now for launch attacks, you hold X plus left joystick for direction on both consoles. So basically, X, and on your left joystick, you direct it to the right. So I hold X plus on the right on your left joystick. So basically, you hold X, and then on your left joystick, you direct it to any direction you want. Up, down, left, right. So I want to direct it up, X, and left joystick up. Yeah, that's about it for launch attacking. Let's move on to follow-ups. Now, to do follow-ups, you must launch. So, like I said, X and left joystick to launch. And then after that, you do triangle on PS and Y on Xbox plus left joystick to follow up. So on PS, you launch someone, and then you press triangle and left joystick to follow up. And on Xbox, you launch attack, and then you press Y plus left joystick to follow up. So you can also direct your follow up to left, right, up, down, just like launch attacking. And that's about it for following up. Now for the defense part of the combat, for the defensive part basically, to block, you press B, or you hold B on Xbox, and you hold O on PlayStation, like this. This is the animation that you do. Yeah, like that. Let's move on to the next part of the defense part of the combat. Now to Z counter, which is you basically you do that, you basically teleport behind your opponent and then you launch them. You do B plus Y on Xbox and O plus triangle on PlayStation. This is what happens. Like that. And it's really short, and you will lose your block momentarily after. So it's kind of hard to time. You just gotta learn how to time it. Now let's move on to the next part of the defense system. Now burst counter is basically when you're being launched back, you do the burst counter and then you rush back right back at your opponent. So let me just tell my friend to launch me. So on PlayStation you do L2 plus X, and on Xbox you do LT plus A. So I'm just waiting for my friend to launch. And this is what happens. Like that. That's a burst dash. And let's move on to the next part of the defensive system. Now, key shockwave, which is a like you break out of someone's combo, you press X plus A on Xbox and square plus X on PlayStation. So let me tell my friend to combo me. So this is the key version. That's what you do when you're being comboed. You can only do this when you're being comboed. Let's move on to the HP version. So on the key shockwave, there's an HP version to it where it takes up your HP, a little bit of your HP instead of your key. To do it, you just add down to it. So basically on PlayStation, you do down plus square plus X. And on Xbox, you do down plus A plus X. So this is how you do it. This is how it looks like. That was a key shockwave, my bad. But instead of it being taking away key, it will take away your HP instead. I prefer using the HP shockwave more than the key shockwave, but that's up to you. Now to lock on PlayStation, you press R3, and to lock on Xbox, you press RS. And this is lock on. And to switch opponent, you press, you do D-pad. But there's no other opponent right now, so I can show you how it is. But it basically just switches the lock on to another opponent. Let's move on to the next part. Now to charge your key, you gotta press L2 on PlayStation and LT on Xbox, and this is how it looks like. You hold it, by the way. Key charge is different depending on your form. So this is the base form, and this is Super Saiyan Blue. It's more like chaotic and flashy. But anyways, let's stop wasting time. Let's move on to the next part. Now for the final part of the combat, I will teach you how to use your skills if you don't know already. These are your skills, for example, Dragon Blast, Hyper Strike, Dragon Smash. Now I will not say all the skills and like how to use all the skills. I will just list them on the screen, like the controls for them. And these are your skills. So yeah, these three are your key skills and these three are your melee skills. And Hyper Strike is a counter, and counters can only be used when you're like, you gotta time it and when your enemy attacks you. That was it for the combat part. We're gonna move on to the extras part, like transformations and such. Now, to transform, you need to press L2 plus R3 on a PlayStation, and LT plus RS on Xbox. And if you hold them, you will get a cutscene. So this is transforming. And when I hold it, cutscene. The cutscenes in this game are looking really tough, so you should check them all out if you haven't. Look at that pose. Anyways, let's move on to the next part. Now, to change your form, you gotta press L2 plus up on D-pad, plus R3 on PlayStation, and LT plus up on D-pad, plus RS on Xbox. So this is the screen. This is the screen you get, and you basically you keep holding R3 and RS to rotate around. So I'll select Super Saiyan God, and then you press the transform button again, which is LT plus RS on Xbox and L2 plus R3 on PlayStation, and this is what you get. Let's move on to how to exit your transformation. Now, to exit your transformation, you first have to enter your transformation, of course, and then you press LT plus RS plus down, which makes you exit the transformation. On Xbox, on PlayStation, that is LT plus R3 plus down. And this is what you get. That's how you exit your transformation. Now, to suppress your aura, which your aura is basically this thing around you, this red thing around me on Super Saiyan God. To suppress it, you press D-pad plus down. And this is what you get. You suppress it or enable it, by the way. Like this. Now, I already went over this, but I'll go over it again. To key sense, you hold LB or L1 on PlayStation, so LB on Xbox and L1 on PlayStation. To switch target, you do D-pad, and then to select instant transmission target, you do A or X. A on Xbox and X on PlayStation. And this is instant transmission. This. Now, I don't have another target to switch with, but by doing D-pad, you will switch targets. So that was it for this guide. I really hope it helped you a lot, and if it didn't, please let me know. And if there's something I miss, please let me know as well. That was about it. If you have any questions, please ask me. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys on the next one.